please share with us where you are joining us from. Here we go: West Palm Beach, Florida; Marietta, Georgia; Virginia, Florida; Texas. Awesome. Welcome. Nevada, Deltona, Virginia, so on and so forth. I won't read them all. I would just like to start out by saying that this session will be recorded, and we will be able to share this maybe later for those who were unable to attend our opening session. My name is Arnold James. I'm the Executive Director of Worldwide Career Services, and it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the 2023 Worldwide Virtual Industry Career Expo, where in less than an hour, students and alumni will connect with over 60 top employers across the country. So from the East Coast to the West Coast and beyond, we're delighted to welcome students and alumni from all three campuses: Daytona Beach, Prescott, and the Worldwide campus. That includes students, alumni, military veterans, as well as faculty and staff. Welcome again to the opening session. As you very well know, next slide, Andrea. As you very well know, Embry-Riddle traditionally, you can go to the next slide, hosts 4 major career events. There's 2 in Daytona Beach, and there's also 2 in Prescott, Arizona.
Hey, this is Barry Bauer. I missed your call earlier.
I'm sorry, if you could mute your
class.
Thank you. So in 2017, we're delighted that we recognize the need for a career event to be targeted toward our worldwide students, which included military veterans all across the world. So with that in mind, Worldwide Career Services initiated an expo that was in conjunction with our worldwide graduation or commencements. That included San Diego, Pensacola, Dallas, the DC metro area, as well as Seattle. However, next slide, in 2020, a little event that we very well know of, COVID resulted in the impact of a transition to a virtual format. So the first virtual Career Expo was hosted in 2020 with only 17 employers, less than 100, about 80 attendees. We're delighted today, next slide, that with the support of our worldwide chancellor and the Dean of Students Office and many others, we're delighted that today we have access and we've gathered and invited a number of employers, including these that you see on your screen, and many, many more. Gulfstream, and we can't name them all, Airbus, FAA, and we're delighted that many of these companies also have Embry-Riddle alums who come back to recruit and to take advantage of the tremendous talent that we have in Embry-Riddle. We're also very delighted to have the support of our worldwide chancellor, Dr. John Wattret, and our Dean of Students Office under the leadership of Dean Pablo Alvarez, as well as many of the other departments. I'm especially delighted today to have the opportunity to collaborate with us some of our esteemed faculty. And these faculty will be offering welcome remarks. And without further ado, please allow me the next slide to introduce to you in a virtual setting, as we are all networking, we are all doing this together to ensure that our students have career success. Next slide. And I'm very delighted to introduce to you the chair, the Department of College of Aviation Graduate Studies and Associate Professor. We've collaborated with her quite often, and I'm extremely delighted to welcome at this time, Dr. Bettina Marusek. Dr. Bettina, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Arnold. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, hi, everyone. I am so excited to be here and really just to be part of this incredible event. I mean, there are almost 50 students or alumni on this call. And I got to tell you, that in of itself is really exciting because our worldwide students and alumni are a vital part of this university. And we want you to feel connected. One of the things that I love about teaching at the worldwide campus is that there is this incredible diversity of thought that occurs in the classroom. And it's really just, I feel like it really enhances the learning opportunity for you guys. So I'm just so excited to be here. And, as a faculty member and again, a chair of the graduate studies department, I feel that it's really my responsibility to not just get you to graduation. I know that's what we're going for, but really my goal is beyond the classroom and into the industry, because I want you to not just get to that graduation finish line, but make sure that you have the skills that you need to be successful in the industry that you so desperately want to be a part of. So an event like this is really incredible because we have so many of our wonderful industry partners that are here to help bridge that gap. This is an opportunity for you to start thinking about those next steps and making sure that you have things in place and you're ready to find out what these careers look like. So it's really incredible to see so many of our industry partners that are here today. And I just want to always say too that faculty are here to help even after the Career Expo. If there are things that come up, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. Arnold James has my contact information. I'm always happy to talk to students. I don't get to do that nearly enough as worldwide faculty, so I always appreciate that. And then I just want to put a quick plug in for our career club, which I know Arnold and his team have just started to kick off. And, again, I think the faculty are really going to have an important and exciting role in that club, but really just, helping the students get to that point that they want past graduation, making sure that, again, you know what the industry looks like and you have an opportunity to chat with some of our subject matter experts that can help you get to where you want to go, no matter where it is in the industry. And again, of course, we're always here to help you as you progress through your degree programs as well. So thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to be here. And Arnold, I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Bettina. We really appreciate you and all that you do there in College of Aviation. So thank you so much and for being available for all of our students and alumni attending today. Thank you so much. All right, without further ado, and let me look here in our chat box, and it looks like we have some joining us from Illinois and Connecticut, San Diego, California, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh, wow, Washington, and also have someone living in Dubai joining from Thailand. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Without further ado, if you would go to the next slide, we have another great faculty member from the College of Business. I've known him since I've been here at Embry-Riddle Worldwide, and I really appreciate all that he does in the College of Business and even with some of our SkillBridge programs. It's a pleasure for me to introduce to you none other than the chair of the Department of Management and Technology and Associate Professor, Dr. Aaron Glassman. Dr. Glassman?
Wow, thank you for that very warm welcome. I'm super excited to be here as well. You've reminded me a little that I'm getting old, but nonetheless, we've been here a while and there is no better place to work. So I was telling a story the other day and somebody said I should retell it in this form because it was just so goofy and exciting that it really ought to be told. And I'll begin with a simple line that my career began in a shark tank, and literally in a shark tank, not the kind you see on television, but the kind you swim around in full of sharks at the local aquarium. And that career began with swimming around because I enjoyed it and I volunteered and I got to wave at the kids, have fun, and all that kind of stuff. And I met somebody who knew somebody who also knew somebody who said, there's this place down the road that's hiring for faculty. You should think about it and try it out. I said, great, where? And most of the folks on this call have heard of the place. It's Embry-Riddle. And I did it. And it was one of the neatest and coolest things I'd ever done, and still to this day do. But what it taught me was to look where I least expected. I had no idea that swimming around in a Shark Tank was going to net a job that turned into a career that's become an adventure that now is a passion. But I hope that happens to you too on this call, all the alum and those looking to really do reach out and look for things in places you don't expect to find something. And that was really brought home to me in the last couple of weeks. I had the opportunity to take my kids to a theme park. And lo and behold, I'm walking around a theme park and I spot 4 of our graduates. And I was like, hey, you brought your family here too. They said, no, we work here. At a theme park? Yeah, they hired a ton of aviation experts, those in aviation and aviation maintenance fields, as well as our safety scientists to come run a theme park. Who knew? And then I started to ask more questions, and I started to see our alum in healthcare, teaching surgeons about crew resource management, checklist discipline, and other concepts. And then IT organizations who really have to bring home the idea that failure isn't an option, data breaches are bad, and all those things are important and matter in aviation, but they also matter in IT organizations. So the moral of the story was kind of this concept of to look for opportunity where you least expect it, because it blossoms that way. And quite frankly, you're already prepared for it. You already know aviation, you know things outside of aviation. For example, resilience, agility, sustainability, and disruption management used to be aviation things. Now they're core business concepts. Everybody needs to know that stuff. So I encourage you to look where you least expect it. Congratulations, do well. And I look forward to seeing all the great things that come out of this virtual career expo.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Glassman. Such words of wisdom. And wow, one of the core concepts that we really encourage our students and alumni to do is networking. And wow, to be able to find it in a Shark Tank. How exhilarating. Thank you so much for that. Wonderful, wonderful perspective. Next on our list, and you see we have the best and the brightest here, but I'm so delighted to also welcome to the Worldwide Virtual Career Expo opening session, one of our very own, Dr. Brian Sanders. He's the Assistant Dean for Teaching, Technology, and also the Associate Professor there in the College of Aviation at the Worldwide Campus. So without further ado, please, Dr. Brian Sanders, we thank you for joining us.
Arnold, do you have me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate you on pulling this off. You remember we talked about it. I think, I was one of the people talking about it in 2017. So this is great that you pulled it off. And it's such a great opportunity for the students. So congratulations to you and your whole group. As I thought about this over the last several weeks, I talked to several groups of people and tried to see what might be valuable to mention here. So I talked to people like myself, mid-60s, and they all kind of sound the same. I said, no surprise there. So then I went and I said, well, let me talk to some people in their 40s, about 20 years younger or so, and they all sounded the same. Kind of said the same thing. And then I had a chance to talk to a couple of people in their mid-20s. I said, surely they're going to tell me something different. And no, they didn't, much to my surprise. Everybody kind of said the same thing about, what they wanted in their career. And that was the whole idea of growth, right? Where are the opportunities for them to grow? And I think that was something I'd like that's something that what Aaron said kind of sparked me. My thought there was that, he's right. Where are those opportunities? You never really know, right? So amazingly, the 20-year-old kind of put it in perspective for me that I probably need to say this, where do you want to be in 10 years or whatever, everybody's going to ask you that. But then it's a matter of balancing that with what your employer really wants, right? So it's kind of a two-way street there. You kind of have to have your goals for yourself and then also understand what the employer is looking for you, right? I mean, I hired engineers, right? So junior engineers mostly, and I was looking for skills, right? So it's always important to make sure that you have a good match of skill sets, right? Professional skills are important too, but surely the technical skills are the thing that's going to get you in the door or even get you to the next level. So for those of you that are seniors, I would suggest use this opportunity to look for areas where you have an expertise and be able to tell your employer, here's what I can bring to the project, right? I was trying to paraphrase that famous line from John Kennedy, right? Where he said, in this case, it's don't ask what the project can do for you, but what you can do for the project, right? I know that's kind of a cliche, but that's important perspective to have, I think, when you're coming into an organization. So again, for those seniors, look for that fit for you, and also realize that these projects come and go. So it's all going to be a good experience and a good growth experience. I mean, my first job, I loaded bombs in the air on the Air Force. That wasn't exactly my goal. My first job out of school was a logistics engineer, right? I wasn't really that thrilled about that, but again, it gave me good experience, and I, built upon that. And then just to the last thing is just for those who are not seniors, right? Maybe still looking at this a few years out, really pay attention to what those skills are that the industry is looking for. We tell you that as professors, right? And particularly at Embry-Riddle, you have people like myself who have entire careers before the industry, and we also have industry coming into us to talk to us. So we do relay that, but just as when you're raising kids, your kids never really listen to you until they kind of get out into the world and somebody else kind of tells them, and it might be reinforced here. We tell you to have certain skills, problem solving, and laboratory skills and things like that, but it's when you hear it from the industry, it might reinforce that. So again, that's just the thing. Look for what skills are needed and what skills you need to develop, right? So big thing here is eyes open and ears open. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanders. A pleasure to have you here. Very, very sound advice, and we're just pleased to have it come directly from our faculty, because you guys are the subject matter experts, and we can say these things all day long, but again, it validates what our students and alums need to hear. So thank you again. On our next slide, and before we go to our next slide, it looks like we have some attendees from Oklahoma. We have someone from Nigeria. We have Texas again. Also, I saw a couple of my colleagues that just popped in. Of course, we have Angela Engel, who's representing our alumni engagement department, as well as I see a dear old friend here, Miss Alicia Smythe, who is now with the Boeing Company, and she's going to be representing that employer today. Miss Alicia Smythe is also the former executive director of the Daytona Beach Daytona Beach Career Services. And a pleasure to have you here, Alicia and Angie. Without further ado, I want to call on a very dear friend of ours that we've collaborated with the Career Services, Dr. Kim Luthi. She's an assistant professor in the College of Aviation, and she's collaborated with us on numerous occasions, particularly the co-op internship program. But Dr. Kimberly Luthi has also helped a lot our students and alumni find their career paths. So it's a great pleasure for me to introduce none other than Dr. Kim Luthi. Dr. Kim, it's all yours.
Thank you. And I get to have the pleasure of being the last speaker. So I would like to touch on what Aaron and Bettina and Brian Sanders talked about. So we had a mix of discussions today. One was about, activating your current network. And as we watched the number of participants grow on this call, we have our immediate cohorts, and then our, that we have in our classes, and then our alumni cohort, which is so important that we know who our alumni are and we're connected to them. And then Aaron talked about the Shark Tank analogy, but our local regional networks, and then also our networks within industry and our specific fields. And then also just different growth opportunities we have with our skill sets. So as we narrow that down. And I just want to thank you for Arnold James's team, for all of the employers that are represented here, because that's quite an opportunity to be able to come virtually and meet with everyone. But just a few things that I'd like to impart to you today about my own progress was really looking at taking opportunities to move into new positions. And I think that's hard, as we have certain skill sets that we look for in our classes. We know that there are industry specific skill sets and then industry wide skill sets. And I think some of the issues that we discuss, and I'm sorry, I hear children in the background, but if you can hear me okay, we have these competency models that we try to look at. And I think the first one that we look at is our professional effectiveness competencies, and that we talk about a lot, but being professional, making sure we have the interpersonal skills that we are looking for to take initiative. The next one, academic competencies, is things that we've learned in the classroom. And one thing I want to encourage anyone to do is go back through, we always talk about elevator speeches, but go back through some of your courses. And I think we move into the career field sometimes with imposter syndrome, where we really understand, okay, we've got professional competencies, we've got academic competencies, but how can I be really fluent in what I've learned with these skill sets that I may not know yet or in industry? And a lot of times it's right there in your course syllabus. You can go through, and that's a good elevator speech where you say, I actually did really well in this class. And I know the program learning outcomes, and I really came out knowing this is what I do. And I know my learning outcomes from this course I took that relates directly to the work that we're doing in industry. And our faculty members, and Arnold had us come in here, is to show, we developed this curriculum very intentionally to be able to relate to what's going on in industry. Brian Sanders has a number of simulators and things that give you that real life experience in the simulation event. So I just encourage you as students to recognize that you're not imposters, that academic content that you have learned really can transfer to industry. And sometimes when you feel like, well, I went through all these classes, it was a quick process, you can show that you had so many things that you learned in the classroom that are transferable to not only industry-wide, but industry-specific. And that's what's so important too, that you look at that tier and say, as I may be applying for a position that's a little outside of what I normally know, I had all these transferable skills that came from not only my academic root work, but some of my co-op experiences, and be able to be very confident in that. So I really appreciate it. And hopefully you have an opportunity to talk to all the number of employers represented, and reach out if you ever need anything from faculty or need to find those program learning outcomes or your syllabus learning outcomes. But I think a lot of students do really well, and you have to remember that. You get A's, you know your curriculum, you know what you've studied, and you forget that Brian Sanders' teams, there's real life application of what you've learned in the classroom that you can speak confidently about in industry. So thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Luthi. Again, very great words of wisdom. I appreciate that. So we've heard from the College of Aviation with Dr. Bettina Marusik, and we've heard from and Dr. Ryan Sanders, and we've heard from the College of Business with Dr. Aaron Glassman. We also have another college, and this one is not on a slide, but I would like to welcome someone from the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Janice Amos is also here. Just want to give her just a couple of minutes to share a little bit about what the College of Arts and Sciences is doing via a program called the Compass program. So Dr. Amos, if you are available, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I am happy to be here. I am the Associate Director of the Compass Program, and we also have the Director with us, J.R. Hanneman, who also would like to say a few words.
And I'm going to do more than share, say a few words, if that's okay. Can everyone see the screen? I'm going to yeses, nos.
No.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
no, you're trying to share your screen?
Yes.
No.
No. Okay.
No. One
Well, then it says I'm sharing, but maybe I'm not. Regardless, then we'll just carry on. Greetings, everyone. I'm Professor J.R. Hanneman from the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm the Director of Compass, Center of Mentorship Programs and Student Success. And this is one of the initiatives. We're actually housed in the College of Arts and Sciences and worldwide, but we help and support students from all worldwide colleges and all three campuses. Anyone who wants to have mentorship opportunities, we will provide that. We have 4 Compass headings. We have an individual mentorship. That's where you're one-on-one with a faculty member. A cohort mentorship is a small group with targeted topics. Research mentorship is where you are with a tech savvy or research savvy faculty member who can take you from idea all the way to publication. And we have what's called PAL, or peer and alumni leader mentorship. And those are current students and recent graduates who can really connect with students and help them where they're at to get to where they want to go, and who have been through a lot of the same challenges and have overcome them. And so as we're moving through this, our job is, or our desire is, to basically be a guide and example in this educational world and beyond, so that we can help you get from where you're at to achieve your goals of graduation. And anytime you want to reach out to us, it's just, you can email us at compass@erau.edu. And I have slides, but apparently I can't see them, or you can't see them. But I will put that in the chat, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions at any point in time, as would
You should be able
Janet.
to share your screen now if you want to.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
I'll
just
do
need
that.
you a co-host if that's a possibility for you to share them now.
Okay. Well, I'll be super fast with them. Are they being shared now?
I just wanted to mention, while we're doing this, that many of the transferable skills and other things that the rest of you have talked about, we absolutely work with our mentees to encourage them to do all of those things, to look at what the industry needs, to look at what skills they have and what skills they can build on. So that's one of our main focuses as mentors.
And we have a variety of ways to reach out and contact us. And there are some articles on the sites to give you an idea of the impact that Compass has had on some of the students. And I'll let you read that real quickly, and then I'll let you turn it back over to Arnold.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the both of you. This is just tremendous. So I appreciate the excellent opportunity to share this. And we will also, I believe, have you on tomorrow during the opening session. All right. So without further ado, we're fast approaching the time where we invite our employers to go into the rooms. But before we get there, we wanted to, and Dr. Bettina Marusek alluded to it in her opening comments, but we are launching a new club here at the Worldwide campus. So this will be available at this particular time only to worldwide students, but it's a new club focusing on career success. So that the purpose of this club, as you can see, the acronym for career stands for charting a runway for employment and educational readiness. So we had the opportunity to tour a couple of companies and to have students to also join us. We did a tour of the Boeing Charleston site, and those students that participated, they traveled some from across the West Coast and for short and long distances, and they were able to connect directly with industry experts and to be offered mentorship opportunities. Also, we had a chance to tour the Gulfstream aerospace company in Savannah, Georgia, and again, have students to accompany us and to really get an in-depth experience and connect with those who are working there in those capacities. And the response from students was overwhelming. Say, hey, when is the next one? And when is the next one? And how can we be sure, as all of our faculty were explaining, that we are career ready? So we want to make sure that our students are set up for career success. So we're beginning this new club in collaboration with the SGA, the Student Government Association. And this particular club will launch in June, but we're making it available on today for those of you who are worldwide students and would like to participate. Some of the activities will be virtual. They will include invitations to career experts. We already have some lined up who are willing to connect directly with our students. We have our faculty representing each one of the colleges. College of Aviation, the point of contact will be Dr. Bettina Marusek in the College of Business. I think we have someone recommended by the dean there. And of course, in the College of Arts and Sciences, none other than our very own Dr. Alexander Ziegschlag. And we are excited. We already have some that are signing up, and you will have an opportunity today during the expo. We will put a link to this sign up in the chat box for our worldwide students to take advantage of this. Next slide. So as I said earlier, we had a chance to tour the Boeing Charleston facility, and these are some of the students that attended there. They included transitioning military veterans and students majoring in anything from aeronautics, aviation safety, aviation maintenance, and logistics and supply chain. The focus for each one of these sessions will be college specific. We may focus a little bit on, say, maybe in the College of Aviation, aviation maintenance, and then maybe switch to space operations, whereas the College of Business may focus on management or supply and logistics. So we'll try to hit quite a few of those areas. College of Arts and Sciences, we know they have an excellent academic degree programs there, including Homeland Security and so many other, human resilience. So we're already working hand in hand with each one of these colleges. So if you would like to sign up for this club, which will be launched in June, the next slide here will give you an opportunity to do that. Again, this will be available initially only to our worldwide students. So thank you so much. And without further ado, next slide, I would love to introduce our staff who are making this possible, this Career Services Department at Worldwide. I'm your Executive Director, and I have Ms. Rose Carlson, who will be speaking to you very shortly to give you some additional instructions as to how our Career Expo will function. She's the Associate Director. Also, I have operating the slides for me and helping me in facilitating this presentation, Ms. Andrea Armstrong, who is the Assistant Director. I would have them turn on the cameras to give a little Miss America wave, but if they have their videos on. Also, we have Ms. Deb Goldstein. There's Andrea and there's Rose. Thank you. We have Ms. Deb Goldstein. I don't believe she's on at this time because she's busily working on the co-op internship program, the COIN program as we know it. Also, we have Ms. Carolina Jurassic. Carolina is here as a career support manager. We also have the very capable Ms. Jen Thomas, who assists Ms. Rose Carlson with the jobs report that goes out on a weekly basis, Ms. Jen Thomas. And last but not least, many of you may recognize her from the College of Aviation, but she has been a huge asset to the Career Services Department. Miss Amy Dowling is also a career support manager. All right, I don't see her Miss America way, but I really appreciate.
I did. I practiced.
There you go.
It needs some work.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody.
We really appreciate, we call them the A team because they really pour a lot of work and dedication into this, and special recognition also to Ms. Rose Carlson, who will come forth at this time. She's primarily responsible for putting the infrastructure of this event in place. So without further ado, Ms. Rose Carlson, please maybe share with those who are on the call what to expect in the next maybe about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, we are doing our Career Expo this year via Zoom breakout rooms. So what we're going to do once the opening session is over, we're going to have the rooms opened up. What we would like is for any employers to please first go to your employer check-in room, check in with Angie Engel, and then just have your name checked off. And then after that, you can then proceed to your assigned breakout room. It should be listed by your company name. If you were a late ad at the end, you might see your name closer to the bottom. I tried to do it in alphabetical order, but if you were a late ad, you might not see your name until close to the end. There will be privacy rooms. 3 of them are assigned for Boeing, and the rest is for anyone that wants to invite a student or participant that you feel would be a good applicant for your company to a privacy room. So if you are to do that, students, please keep in mind, you can't go to those rooms unless you are invited, and the employer needs to invite you. So once the employers, when you're in your room, it's your room. You can share your screen, you can use the chat box. It's your room to engage with your students. So we highly encourage student participation. For the students, we ask that you please wait until the top of the hour before you initially go into the breakout room to give the employer some time to get set up. Once we open the rooms, you are free to move around and bounce around from room to room as if you would in any normal physical in-person expo. Okay, have your resumes ready just in case they ask you for it. So you want to make sure that it's easily accessible. You want to make sure that you ask questions, that you participate, take notes, take screenshots, be respectful of the employer's time, and above all, please keep an eye on the schedule because the schedule is going to be your guide. Some employers may be presenting multiple sessions, some may only be presenting one. So you want to make sure if that's one of your top 5, that you make the time to see them on the time that they are scheduled. And I did put in the chat the Career Ready Club link. If nobody has access to scan that QR code, the link is in the chat for you to fill out the interest form. So you can go ahead and fill that out. Like Arnold said, that is anticipated to start in June. But if anybody has any questions, always come back to the main room. There will be a help button for anybody that needs assistance in their chat rooms. If you get a message that says that I'm busy, I am sending somebody to your room. I only have 2 options. Either I can join the room myself or I can hit later. And what that means is you will get a message that says that I am currently busy, but I will be sending somebody to the room for you. So just be aware of that. Like I said, any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box here in the main room. If for any reason you have a question, come back to the main room. That you can leave the rooms freely. You're not tied to that room, but all employers, you are assigned a room by your company name. And once I open up the breakout rooms, you will see your company name. If you don't see your company name, let me know. I can easily create a room for you on the spot. Okay.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Thank you, Rose. Really appreciate that. And let me take this opportunity to say again, huge thank you to all of our participating employers. We appreciate you taking the time to connect with our students and our alumni. And I want to just take just a couple of minutes, if possible, to allow Miss Alicia Smythe, as she's here. As I said, she's formerly worked here at the Daytona Beach Career Services, but now she represents Boeing. Alicia, if you would, welcome back.
Hi.
And the floor is yours. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia Smythe, and I currently serve as a talent acquisition team lead on the non-manufacturing salary team for Boeing Commercial Airplanes. As Arnold mentioned, I was his counterpart for 7 years. I had a 22-year career at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in career services. And so to be on the employer side is very exciting, very different. For the students that are here, I spent many years helping you all get where you want to go. And so I'm just really excited to be on this side of the fence, continuing to help Embry-Riddle. But please feel free to join us at the Boeing booth, and I'll be happy to share with you the reasons that I think the benefits are absolutely incredible at Boeing. Every company here has amazing benefits as well, but feel free to visit and learn why I decided to retire from higher education and join Team Boeing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Great to see you. And I wish I could give a shout out to all of our Embry-Riddle alum who is on this call. I see Tony Hart, who also used to work here at Worldwide, and I know Lori Elliott is available as well. But without further ado, I'm going to, we're in this opening session. We'll stop the recording. And if you would, again, allow the employers, as she said earlier, to